Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Phone In Friday, Stream Keys podcast on every single Friday. Today we have three special guests with us here, so welcome everybody. And finally, we have Dan the Dapper on the Friday call-in show. So welcome, Dan, to the show. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. For some reason, your webcam just froze, of course. I don't know why. Right as we start the show, it's perfect, everybody. Just a great start here. Yeah, he's just very shocked right now by something.
Sweet. That's my face the whole stream now.
And of course we have this is the whole stream right there.
Yes.
You gotta love Skype, everybody. 2018, Skype is a great program, still as good as ever. You can see. Sadomi here is back on the show for the something time, many times now with a very cool headband. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. I think it's my third or fourth. I can't remember, third or fourth.
Okay, nice. I'm not keeping track, so good.
I am.
Neither of us are. Okay. And then, of course, Veli, my constant co-host, back again. How are you today, my dude?
Always good, man. Always good.
Sweet. I'm gonna see if we can get the Dan situation fixed because I don't know why that's
still
happening.
broken?
I like it personally. I think it's great.
Maybe I can hold on.
Yeah, maybe you can just like reconnect and that'll fix it. Skype does this for like one person in the call every week, and I guess it was me this week. So unfortunately, we have 3 out of the 4 though, so that's not bad. Statistically, we're passing.
At least I'm not hosting right now.
Does that work?
Yeah,
does that work?
Perfect. Here we got Dan again, finally. So really quickly, if you guys haven't seen this show before, this is our weekly show where you can call in or ask questions related to Twitch news, and we will talk about it with you on the show. If you want to actually join the server and come into this call and talk about something with us, you can do that via our Discord, which I will link right now. I'm going to do the right one because I messed it up last week. You can join there and come on the show and talk to us about anything you'd like. Just join the waiting room, and we'll pull you in here throughout the show to discuss things. And if you can't get to Discord right now because it's the middle of a workday on Friday, then you can always just ask questions in the Twitch or Discord text chats and just tag at GreenChord so I see it in big red there. Can't miss it. Really quickly though, I do want to maybe introduce Dan a little bit more for people who haven't seen him as much, because that's one thing I want to work on with this show is letting you know who the heck you're talking to for people who are just jumping in here. So Dan, do you quickly want to give like a little rundown of what you stream and what your channel's about?
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a sponsored streamer season 2, and I am a variety caster. Right now, I'm focused on like retro and a little bit of Path of Exile because the new league just came out, which is like just their ranked version of their game, so to speak. But you'll see me playing everything and anything, probably.
Yeah, lots of variety. Very cool. And he actually was on a podcast a while back, so if you want to go track that down and learn more about him, you can do that on this show. Cool. Well, I just want to introduce you then, and you know Veli probably if you guys watch the show because he's on here every week, and Sadomi's been here quite a few times. So with that said, we'll get into the show, and to start off, we're going to go through some news, which we always do with Twitch, and there's not really a ton of news this week. As far as I can tell, if you guys saw something that we missed, please let us know. But the biggest thing I really saw was just Subtember is returning, which I know Dan has already told me he has some feelings about, and I want to get feelings from all you guys in terms of just whether Subtember is a good thing overall, if you have any concerns about it. So, and maybe, does anyone want to explain really quickly like what Subtember is for people who don't know about it? Anybody?
So yeah, Subtember is basically 2 years running now, maybe more, I don't know. But for at least the past 2 years, they've found a way to incentivize people subscribing to channels, making it more cost effective for the viewer and still giving all the value to the streamer. So it's a good push of a month.
And so the actual Subtember perk, right, is you extend your subscription for like $1 a month. Is that right?
Yeah, this month it's that. It's where if you if you've been gifted a sub, and you're currently in an active gifted sub, you can extend it to a paid recurring sub for just $1.
Okay, and that's just for Subtember, not continuous. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, then it'll be 5 after that.
Right, I wasn't actually completely sure on it myself, so I'm gonna nail that down. So that's the actual perk, and they did it last year, I believe, too, if I remember correctly, or some other.
They did it where it was half price. Everything was half price.
Right, it was some sort of Subtember event. The technical details are different this year, but they did another promo. So yeah, what do you guys think about Subtember overall? Again, I know Dan has already told me his thoughts, but maybe Veli and Sadomi, do you guys just like it overall, nothing bad to say about it, or do you have any concerns about it?
Personally, I don't really have anything like for or against it. It's really cool that you can extend your gifted sub if you like for $1. I mean, if you want to do that. I remember last year it was half price subs, pretty much, but full price to the creator. Yeah, honestly, I prefer that. That kind of felt more accessible. Like this is like extend your gifted sub to $1. It's kind of like getting new people to sub, but I don't know if I can get to honestly half the time I go to a channel, I visit a lot of big channels now, or even smaller channels. I walk in and oh hey, I got a sub. I go to the bathroom, come back, and boom, slipped like 6 channels now. So I mean, would I extend to all of them? Probably not. But that's just me personally. I probably wouldn't extend to most of them just because I walk in and just get the sub. I can't get a chance to do it.
Right. Dan, so we should probably get your thoughts here first. So what kind of thoughts do you have on Subtember? Why did you mention this to me?
So I last year was great. Like it really convinced me to sub to people, bring the hype, and it brought a lot of subs to my channel, which was really great. As a viewer, I actually am not the biggest fan of gifted subs. I don't like being gifted subs. I'd rather whoever gifted me a sub give that content creator $5 as a donation instead of Twitch just getting $2.50 because they wanted to be kind, which they're still kind. And as a streamer, I will always respect and love gifted subs. But as a viewer, I'd rather not be gifted the sub. I'm okay with ads. Like if I was going to sub, I would sub. And that way the content creator I'm watching gets more support that way, if that makes sense. So in my eyes, I see gifted subs being able to extend them for a month. It's great for streamers because it'll allow anybody who's on the fence to make a recurring paid sub for just $1, and then they're more likely to stay because it's already recurring. That's great. But as a viewer, I'm not going to renew any of my subs. And I don't want to say that because I dislike the people I've been gifted subs to. It's just you get gifted subs you without even showing up in a channel at this point. So I guess it's less incentive to me to want to take advantage of it as a viewer. But as a streamer, it's still, of course, a great thing. It's objectively a good thing for streamers and viewers, but I don't see the use in it. Like Sadomi last year was a much better incentive. I agree with Sadomi.
So it sounds like your issue is actually more with just sub gifting in general, even as opposed
it is,
to
which is why Subtember to me is a lukewarm, because it's sub gifting.
Yeah, it's weird that they like roped it off for only sub gifting, and not just traditional subbing. That's kind of an interesting decision there. But yeah. Vel, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that people can gift subs out. I know there's a few people in my channel who utilize that immensely, and it's really cool, like that other people can get the emote and feel like they're a little bit more a part of the the community and everything, which I think is cool. But like Dan was saying, as a viewer, if I'm gonna sub to a channel, I'm probably just going to do it myself anyway. So if I get gifted a sub, there's a high chance that I'm not going to renew it, because usually if I'm gifted a sub, it's because I wasn't already subbed. And if I'm not already subbed, it's just because I didn't feel like subbing to that channel. So there's no reason for me to, it doesn't give me more of an incentive to resub. I mean, yeah, it's $1, but that $1 could be part of another sub to a different channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do think that this is still objectively a great month. I don't want to like belittle what Twitch is doing, because what they're doing is better than last year, because not only last year it was half price. So the streamer got like the typical split is $250. That's just kind of a thing. So last year it was you pay $250 and you get a sub. So Twitch just wasn't making anything. Now this year they're giving money to the streamer every time someone's extending their sub. So they're doing even more of a gracious thing, but it's just I have my qualms.
Yeah. No, I agree. When you put it that way, like I definitely agree. I think I agree with Sadomi too. Like last year's model, I think was more exciting overall, because this one's sort of gated to certain people. So yeah, I mean, again, like Dan said though, it's overall a cool thing. It's probably better than just no incentive, essentially, right? To have some sort of cool things happening in September. So yeah, but that's pretty much most like the Twitch news that I saw for this week. There are a few miscellaneous things. One we missed last week. I think they announced the TwitchCon panels. Those are all out now. So you can go online and see them all if you want to look through them, which is pretty cool. not too much to say about that here necessarily, but in case you guys are interested. The other thing that's just small that I saw was, so Streamlabs OBS has a referral program where if you get people to download it, you get a small commission each time that happens, and they doubled that, I think today or yesterday. So you get like a dollar each time someone downloads SLOBS now, which is kind of cool. Again, I don't know if you guys have thoughts on Streamlabs OBS. It might be a cool discussion to look into, because I feel like Streamlabs OBS, people either love it or hate it. And it's really interesting to work through. Have you guys worked with Streamlabs OBS or just not touched it? Okay.
So for me, when I was joining the league, I used OBS because for running all that different stuff, it's much better in OBS. But for my personal streams, I just love using SLOBS. And my biggest qualm about SLOBS is that you couldn't crop things. I learned about 2 weeks ago how to crop things using Alt and clicking, or Control clicking and dragging the window, and it will crop it. And I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. This is all I need. It's all I need.
So you learned that in OBS or SLOBS?
SLOBS.
Really?
Because the way you crop in OBS is different than the way you crop in SLOBS. At least the way I remember.
You can do it with Alt and OBS too. Yeah. Pretty sure.
I just do edit transform and crop via that.
That's what I used to do, but you can't do that in SLOBS. At least in my version I have. I'm not sure if it's an update. So I was like, "Where's the option?" I didn't really Google it. I kind of assumed it wasn't there because it was still like beta program coming up. So then I started playing with it, and then someone was like, "Yeah, you can just press Alt and click and drag," and I was like, "Hallelujah!"
It is an OBS too, though. That was definitely an OBS before they moved it into SLOBS. And there are different versions of OBS, which might be why it's missing. One small thing related to that, there's another feature in OBS where you can, I think you hold Alt and press the arrow keys up and down to move scenes up and down in OBS. You can't do that in SLOBS, and that's like my biggest pet peeve with that program. But Veli and Dan, you guys have thoughts on SLOBS overall?
I use the shit out of it, to be honest. I use it all the time. I like it a lot more than OBS, to be honest. Yeah, right. Dang it. But sorry, I really do like SLOBS. I think it's a little bit more easy to use if you're trying to get like your notifications in and alerts and everything like that. I really prefer SLOBS for that.
Yeah, gotcha. Dan, thoughts?
I loved SLOBS, and the Streamlabs team was one of the most impressive teams I've seen in responding to me using their product, but I stopped because my PC couldn't handle it. My new PC probably could, but I just downloaded OBS Studio and didn't think about it, so I could go back. I had no issues with it. It was just a hardware issue. Like, I was using too much CPU on my old PC. Otherwise, it was awesome. I'd recommend people at least check it out. Give it a chance for sure.
Yeah, so yours actually used more CPU than OBS. Is that right?
Significantly. My OBS Studio on my old PC used 11% CPU. SLOBS used 40, and I don't know why. I did nothing different. I imported my scenes, and that was it. And it was using 40% of my CPU. So it was nuts.
That's crazy because that's one of the selling points of the software is they always market it uses less CPU than OBS, but everyone I talk to uses more. So I don't know.
Well, that theme suite of theirs, if it was just gone and they kept it on the site for download kits, that'd be great. But having it built in there is just, I feel like that might be too much.
Yeah. They also, they had a recent patch that went out that I saw this on Twitter. It was hilarious, but they were just getting flooded by people who, I guess they put out an update. And then for every single person, it was using 100% of the CPU. It was just completely maxed out. And it was just comment after comment, just copy pasting. Oh, we're so sorry. Please go fix it here. We're so sorry. Please. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
but
that's funny.
Yeah.
Oof. No, I will say the Streamlabs team is unprecedented for their customer service. Like, for their free products, I was blown away. Like, they did so much for me when I was using their product. It was like, I've never felt so babied. It was really cool.
Yeah, they're really good at that. And just all the different things they offer at this point, that's all for streamers, tools. It's really cool. So you can't knock Streamlabs for sure, as opposed to the software. Cool. Well, I think we'll get into some calls now or questions. So if you guys have a question for us, or you'd like to call in and discuss something related to streaming, related to an event, any questions you had, we had a couple in the Discord already. Please feel free to call, because if you call in, you get priority access to the list. So even if other people are asking questions, you get to jump that line and come on the show, because we prioritize callers. And I think we have our first one, who's MPI. Again, if you want to join the Discord, it's in the chat. But let's grab MPI really quickly here.
MPI.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello. How's it going, man?
Hey.
So I posted this over in Streamer 101 in the True Discord this morning, but I think it's something else that maybe somebody who isn't in that channel might want to talk about. So I was playing Dead by Daylight last night with friends and had an issue in the Discord where the channel was not private when we thought it was. So we had a few trolls come in and think they were creative and just say a few racial slurs. It was shut down real quick, banned, out of there, get out. The Discord is fixed since then, but everything else in the stream was just amazing. We had a lot of fun. There were gifted subs going around. It was like, this is what a VOD I would want to leave up. So how do you think you should take that and fix that VOD so you don't lose that? People come into the channel and see, hey, we had a great time, but if that VOD's not there, they may not be able to see that. So I know my plan to fix it, and that's to actually do a little bit of video editing in it, but not everyone has that time or skills to do that. So what do you guys think would be good for someone to do in that situation?
Super easy solution. I'm gonna walk you through it right now. Okay, my friend, do you have your Twitch broadcast studio up or whatever it's called?
My Twitch broadcast studio, like SLOBS? No.
Not Slop, sorry.
Like your dashboard.
So
probably.
yeah, so if you go to your videos, there's something called highlight.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had to do this because I had a video I want to put on YouTube of a playthrough of Mega Man Battle Network, and I hosted a friend, but I didn't end my stream, and he was playing Michael Jackson, and so I was exporting to YouTube. You already know how that went.
Okay.
So if you go to the VOD, it'll let you highlight parts. Okay, go up to the point right up until that extra happened, and make that part 1, and then after the extra happened, make the next part 2, or there's more extra happening, make part 3, and so on and so forth, and then boom, you have it multiple parts, and it's shorter, so in case someone wants to watch it in just like bits and pieces.
Yeah, that's the same method that I was recommending in Streamer 101, actually, because that way you don't need to edit it or download it. You can just do it there, just split it into 2 parts. Again, it's not ideal because you can't put it all together, but if it's a long stream, they probably doesn't matter too much anyway, because that's a lot of content. So I think it's probably the easiest way to do it. But I am curious to hear if, Dan and Belly, if you guys have had something like this happen before in Discord where someone's invading a really good stream, like how you dealt with that, and then if you maybe wanted to keep that VOD, like how you also dealt with that. If you can think of a story like that, or maybe it's never happened.
I've never actually had to I've never thought about removing a VOD or editing a VOD or anything like that. I've had people come into the Discord and say some things, and obviously they get the ban or whatever. But as far as like VODs go, I really don't have too much input on this, to be honest. So this is a really good topic because, like I said, I haven't had to deal with this before.
I've had to deal with it, but only as not Discord, but I've had a really good stream that got ruined because of somebody else getting harassed, and I really I had good gameplay. So really, to me, what I did is I just did what Sadomi did. I just highlighted the segments I cared about and then just deleted the VOD. I will say that it's not completely related, but when I've had my music, 'cause I listen to a lot of music on stream, when I've had my past broadcast be muted because of copywritten music, but I had like a really, really funny moment. Like I said something really funny and I really wanted to go clip it, but you can't hear it because it's been muted. That's why I usually try to keep recordings up, and then like I try to always just manually delete my recording at the end of the stream if I didn't really remember caring too much. But that way I have an unedited and unadulterated video that I can go back and like take clips of, and then find a way to kind of take out the music or whatever. At least just have it for other respects. So
yeah,
usually I like recording in OBS.
That's a good practice if you can get into that, recording your streams and then deleting them. It's a lot of work on top of streaming, but it gives you a lot of peace of mind in case something happens, and like maybe something really cool happens and you want to save that, you can put on YouTube in a higher quality. It's other reasons to do that. So I like that. But MPI, you have any other thoughts on this or follow-up questions?
I don't really think so. With the highlighting, I want to know, do you think it's worth, if you have the skill, time, and interest to edit the video, to maybe add like a little bit of a joke on top of their troll? Like as soon as it happened, everyone in chat was pointing out how uncreative they are, how, childish it was. would it be worth kind of making it into a meme for your own enjoyment and the chat's enjoyment at that point?
So I think this is kind of related, but like one thing I've noticed in some of the broadcasts I've been watching lately is if a troll comes in, they get roasted it's bad. They get destroyed. They demoralized and sent back where they came from. And now, because one thing I noticed with like, I use Vel, like Vel, he's positive, he's nice, he's a good guy. We get on his bad side, he's gonna be like, okay, no, you're a jerk, get out. But no, these people were savages. They came at this dude's face, his mom, his ex, his everything, and it was glorious. So pretty much using trolls as comedy, because this dude, like, if you need to, like, I mean, with the editing part, maybe not even if you get the skill to, not even editing, just someone comes in the troll. Well, guess what? Thanks, you just gave me 10 seconds of comedy. Let me come on, yo, 15-year-old looking, and So again, I'm not sure if that was like as related. But yeah, use like something happens in your stream, make the most of it. Record content. Like when I got scared, like so bad, and I was on the floor crying. I just used it. I just used it. I'm not gonna talk about it though, but we just used it.
We'll pretend that didn't happen, but I used it.
Exactly. It didn't happen, but I used it.
Yeah, it's a good story. Well, yeah, MPI. Anything else there?
I think that's it. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Bye, MPI.
Thanks, man.
Stay sexy.
See you, man. Ooh, he moved out before I could move him.
Aw.
All right. We have some questions coming in from the loyal viewer, Jack the Streaming Snack, of course, in the Discord.
Jack
There's a couple
Snack.
different questions. So here's the first one we have. He says, do you think we should have the option to purchase subscriptions via bits? That would allow us to sub to a channel for free if we watch enough ads. What do you guys think about that idea?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
My only question is how many bits are y'all getting for ads nowadays? I've never gotten more than 10, and I've been like I tried to grind bits for 2 hours. I got maybe lately I think it was like 100, and that was like 2 hours. I just couldn't get anything. So please tell me, where are you? What times are you getting these bits, and share the wealth?
Yeah, it'd be interesting because it gets confusing when you look at how much money Twitch gets from that, because you buy bits and they get a cut of that, and then you use the bits for a subscription and they get a cut of that. So that's kind of confusing.
It'd be so smart for them to do that.
Yeah.
They'd make the money, and people are still willing to grind ads. So why not?
The only issue I see is they would probably have to make it, not have to, they'll make it so like, hey, so you can buy bits with, you can only buy subs with bits now, so you buy bits then sub to a channel.
That would
So
suck.
then, yeah, because they're going to take cut of the bits, and they're going to take cut of the subs. And because this way, it kind of makes it so that you have a side, like how in games you don't buy stuff with dollars, you buy stuff with like Fortnite V-Bucks. You don't buy it in 10.99 for a skin. You buy it with 1,000 V-Bucks. Same concept.
A good
That's what I
way
think
to
they would
look
do
at
with
it though is splits change from person to person, streamer to streamer. But also, if they were to implement bits, it wouldn't be disadvantageous of them to make a better split for the streamer via bits. Like maybe they only take $1.50 worth of the bits and keep $3.50 worth of the bits for the streamer. So in a way, maybe it would balance out if they thought that much through. But then again, if I was a businessman, I would still keep that $2.50 split because I'd want that money.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would do it, but that they would have that power. I mean, splits are already factored, so it wouldn't be hard for them to just change the split,
Yeah. I wonder if you could like gift bits. That'd be interesting too. Though that might get really confusing because I don't know how that works exactly, but I mean, lots
Here's
of cool
1,000
ideas
bits.
here. Just
like I'm not gonna.
Val, do you have any thoughts on this one before we move on?
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be great. Just another way for people to sub. And I know Twitch is all about that in the first place. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done that yet.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can see how much they're trying to make more money recently with all the ads and everything. So
They're trying to make money? Weird.
what? Amazon making money? 2018?
No way.
Money.
All right. Well, it sounds like a pretty unanimous that we agree it's a good idea. So hopefully Twitch will do it. You never know. Random question I had for Sadomi, actually. Are you going to TwitchCon this year? Because I know Vel and Dan are. I actually don't know about you. You are? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I am. I haven't posted, I haven't like bought my ticket yet because saving for that.
course.
But like I'm going.
Okay.
Houdini will return to TwitchCon 2018. Sadomi
yeah.
was always all over the place.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Well,
and
yeah,
get
he
gone.
means The reason I ask is because I think it'd be a good topic if we have like some free time during this show, like a lull kind of. We can touch through TwitchCon since the four of us are actually very involved together during last TwitchCon and we're going to the next one. So we'll table that until we have like a small break or something. But yeah, if someone wants to come on and talk about it too, that'd be a good discussion point. We have a question from Apache Entertainment. He can't join Discord due to work. That's totally fine, man. So I'm getting the Elgato Pro internal capture card and was wondering if you have any recommendations on setup or any quirks I may run into installing and using with my PS4 and streaming. Cool, so just general tips on getting the internal Elgato capture card. I think Dan has this one, as far as I know. Maybe?
No, I have AverMedia.
Oh,
so,
really? Okay.
I had to, I mean, it's internal, though, is so easy. It's when it's USB 3.0, it becomes tricky.
Okay.
But internal, I mean, if you come across any issues, it's probably going to be a complication of your hardware. Otherwise, not because of the card itself. It's, I mean, that's not, I don't know your actual device you're buying, but I mean, look at Sadomi. He's got a 3.0 device in his hand. He's probably going to chuck it against the wall. Get that yeet face. Oh, wow, he actually did.
It doesn't.
Check your drywall, buddy.
But that thing, like, I bought it 2 years ago. It didn't work 2 years ago. It didn't work It didn't work a year ago. It didn't work 6 months from now. It didn't work yesterday. If that thing broke, I kind of want to get a hammer. Like when I actually get a proper capture card on stream, get a hammer and just wail on that.
All right. I did not expect him to actually throw it. So that's interesting.
He's committing. Committing.
Okay, well, so just any general tips for someone who's new to a capture card?
Don't buy external.
Yeah, I would urge against external. Like it really comes down to your hardware. Like I had a HD60S that I hated every minute of, and every stream I had to reset. But then I brought it to playthrough 2018 in February, and it worked like a dream on their system. So it's always going to be different. Internal though, it's like if you have the slot for it, I don't know anybody who complains about internal capture cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are they better for?
Definitely the way to go.
Are they better for like the delay issues too? Internal ones?
Mm-hmm. No, it's about the same. Like my HD60S when it worked was perfect. It was fine.
Okay.
But it just came with a myriad of complications. And if you don't have the S, then yeah, you have to like sync it up, and it's really annoying and stuff.
Yeah, I know that. So he was asking if there are any like quirks to watch out for, and I think the biggest one I've seen is the sync issue in terms of delay, which seems like it's across all the cards. Do you guys have any just quick tips on that? How to fix that issue?
Don't change the resolution or the frames per second in the software for Elgato. That's one thing. When I originally got this thing, is I didn't look up any. I was like, I'm a man. I'm not going to look up any instructions. Like I can figure this out. I like computers and stuff, and I totally ruined my entire stream when I was using the Elgato. So make sure to leave it at 1080 and 60 frames per second for the actual OBS. Or I'm sorry, the Elgato software, and just do all of your resolution changes or anything like that you need to do in OBS or SLOBS. It'll totally ruin your day if you don't.
Terrible day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I hate my capture card.
Don't get Sadomi's capture card is the biggest lesson I've learned. No, but thank you for the question, Apache. Really appreciate that. It was very cool. All right, so we have a caller waiting in the Discord who is Meemaw. Let's grab her and pull her in. Meemaw, hello? Hello?
Hey, good morning or afternoon or evening.
Morning.
Hey.
What did you want to talk about on the show today?
Well, it's not so much a question as maybe a topic you guys can give your views on. As far as, let's say, for instance, you get an extra game key or something you'd want to raffle off or give away during your stream. So the way I look at it, I want to reward my loyal core of viewers. So I don't advertise it a whole lot externally. I do in my Discord, and I don't really stick it in my title. So that probably limits the amount of new people getting drawn in from that. But I I just personally feel I want to reward my loyal base as opposed to getting more viewers. So what do you guys think as far as using it as a promotion to get new viewers versus rewarding loyalty? Go.
Good
I'm
question.
100% about just giving it to your loyal viewers. Absolutely. Because if you start advertising it, you're basically just going to get over 90% giveaway goblins that are going to follow you for they're going to follow you for the whatever you're giving away, and then they're going to book it. They might even unfollow you afterwards.
Giveaway goblins.
I love that. I love that. That's so catchy.
Yeah.
Goblins.
So it's really not worth like advertising it, because you're not like, most of the people you get are going to be those giveaway goblins. They're not going to be the people that are like, oh wow, this person's actually a good streamer, I'll stick around. Like, they literally only care about the giveaway. So I'm totally for giving it to your loyal viewers.
Now, for me personally, like, if you like using giveaway goblins to your advantage isn't a bad idea at all. Just know what their, it's gonna sound horrible, really bad, but like know what their use is, what their purpose is, what they're there for, and just use that to your advantage. So if you're doing like an event to like promote one thing, and it will help you be higher up in the directory to have that thing, or if you get more traffic for that thing, then doing like a giveaway for that would be a good idea. Using them for just flat numbers, because that's pretty much what they are, flat numbers for the time. For gear community though, the way I do them is I don't really announce it on stream ever. I'm just like on Discord. I'm like, yo, I have a key. Who wants it? I don't even add everybody. I just like type like, yo, who wants it? Right here. There you go. And you'll still always get people who like you'll never see ever. Like that one person who followed you like back in 2016, who had you, who you know never watched a stream, and you walk across and like you're like, oh hey, give it away. Let's give me. I'll take it. Oh, where you come from? So you know.
So you see the value in both, though. Basically, you use them both for different reasons at some point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Use the goblins to promote something. Use your community to be like, yo, I got something extra. If you want it, Merry Christmas.
Dan, where do you fall on this spectrum versus, giveaways for new people and bring people to the stream versus keeping them there and rewarding loyalty?
So I want to be a little bit more specific, because Mima, you said that say someone gives you a game key, but you end up with one extra. Like, that's an example, right?
Yeah, if a developer gives you a key to give away as a promotional.
I would reach out to people that I'm most likely to actually play the game with. Yeah, it's great to incentivize viewers and stuff, but like if I have a viewer base that would play with me and I know that, then yeah, of course, I would reach out to the people that I think are more apt to play with me. Otherwise, I might give it to a streamer that I'd co-stream it with. Like, I would rather just look at people that I will play the game with as opposed to using it as like a reward, that I might not see anything out of. I don't know.
It's a smart way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say.
Yeah.
Just really quickly, I was gonna say we've done a lot of the first type of giveaways where you do it to bring people into the stream at TRUgaming. We've done a lot of this, and they feel really bad on your end because, like, statistically, it tends to go to people that you don't know if you're including just anybody and newbies. And like we've tried to stack it in the past with currency systems and giveaways and codes, and despite that, like, it's still, the RNG gods always just pick that guy from Chile who's never ever been in the stream before, and he's the one who gets the $10,000 computer in our case or something. But so like keep that in mind, because you want it to be exciting for you too. It feels really good to give something to someone who and has been giving stuff to you to give back. That's a really good feeling, to be able to reward people versus, you can give it to people who, it's incentive to come to the stream, but then it feels really bad when you just send it somewhere and you never hear about it again. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. What I've also done is on the crazy shot that I've actually gotten more than one key, I've offered them to my mods first before using them as giveaways.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a cool sub perk type thing too. If that could be a perk where subs get first access to extra things that you have on the channel or something. It's a good option there too.
Or you could do rigged giveaways.
Yeah, you could.
But like you advertise that they're rigged, and you make it so that it's so ridiculous that there's no chance whatsoever, and you just make a joke about it, just make it rigged. It's like, listen, this is a rigged giveaway. But technically, you all can enter. You ain't gonna win, so I see your name filled out. But like, you can try.
Come try anyway.
Well,
Sadomi, I love you.
that's an option. Sadomi here is the wild card, guys, for every all the crazy strategies that get you instant success on Twitch.
Oh my god.
Coming right
That's
here.
it.
Awesome. Come sign up. You're not gonna win, but if you want to waste your time, here you go.
Meanwhile, you have any other follow-up questions or anything?
No, that was it. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. See ya. Oh man, that's great. All right, we have a lot of questions coming from Twitch chat and the Discord, so we got some stuff to get through. Also, hi all you beautiful people who are coming into the show right now. We see your messages and we love you all. Thanks for supporting the show. So hello. Spoolin by you said, what do you think of chatbots? I know it's not against TOS and doesn't really hurt anything, but do you think there should be an option to kick people from the channel rather than just banning them from chat? So this is, I guess, people who are bots in a channel, like not Nightbot. This is talking more about user accounts who are bots. Like there's
Electrical skateboard.
Yeah, that we
VK.
always talk about that one. Yeah, what do you guys think about these in your channels? How do you deal with them essentially?
Nothing.
I forgot they even existed.
Yeah, I just
pay attention.
the only thing is when gifted sub bombs became a thing, people started getting like kind of upset because like a bot would get one and they're like, I actually want people to have this, which I get, but like I don't know. They're not hurting anything. They're not really affecting the numbers, I imagine, at this point. I'm sure Twitch has some algorithm to determine they're not actually watching because they already make it hard enough for viewership to really count, even if you're trying to lurk. So honestly, I don't know. I guess I'm not a good example there.
I think he's also talking about like it's okay. It's confusing because you said chat bots, which makes you think of like the paid chat bots who come in and just spam like
But like
totally
stay
out of
hydrated
context
bot.
messages. Yeah, they're like, "Wow, very cool," or something, just randomly. But then he said, like, I know it's not against TOS, and buying chatbots is definitely against TOS. So I don't know. Maybe you guys like, if you ever have you ever had chatbots come into your channel like that before? Because a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Funny story. I actually remember when I first started streaming, someone's like, "Yeah, here, I'm a chatbot here." I was like, "Please don't." And they did. I don't know how to stop or anything, so I'm just like, then like two people in like Twitch is saying like, "Hey, how's your day going?" over and over again, or like, "Good." "Hey, how's the game going?" "Good." I'm like, I just got to the point where I just ignored them. I was like, "Oh, okay," it's kind of happened. But like, my thing is, if you're thinking about the like bots in your, like the only way you know they're in your channel is if you're looking at your viewer list. You don't need to do that.
What do you guys? So Dan and Veli, have you ever had that experience? And it sounds like you both have, based on the nodding. How did you deal with those?
Devin?
Basically, just ignore it. I mean, there's really nothing you can do right now. You can't like. I got hit with like 75 view bots once, and it sucks because like it makes you look like you're like view botting yourself, and which sucks a lot. But there's really nothing you can do. Like you can't just like go through and ban all 75 accounts at that current moment. You know what I mean? Like, sorry guys, I'm gonna pause the stream for the next 45 minutes. I gotta ban all these fake accounts. Like, no, you just gotta roll with the punches on that one. I mean, you're not gonna get burnt on that at all. They're not gonna ban your account because someone flooded your channel with bots. You just gotta roll with it, I guess. How about you, Dan?
I don't know if either or anybody has had this happen, but when I got view botted during a marathon stream, and I had a follow train because of it, like all the bots followed. I had like 120 follows, like back to back to back to back to back, and I was like, So I thought to myself, I was like, well, I didn't cause this. I know I can't be held liable. If Twitch wanted to research it, they'd be able to figure out what happened. And I was like, well, whatever. I'm gonna just go ahead and let the follows roll, because I had people that were in chat like super hyped because, oh, what are all these follows coming from? And I was like, they're bots. But then like they would follow too, because it was they were like all excited because its follow alert kept going off. So I don't know. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to you for getting view botted is you might look at your analytics and be like, oh man, I had a good stream that day. Like, you just ignore it. And I mean, there are benefits that could be reaped from it, but as long as you're not the one throwing down the cashola to get bots in your chat, it's, there's worse things in life that can happen on Twitch than getting view botted on, incidentally.
Yeah, I have heard a few situations where if it's like really extreme, like thousands of people watching a channel, or like I heard like the records are hilarious. If you look into this, like the viewbot accounts, people just getting like hundreds of thousands of viewers in the chat. And there's like these small streamers who just are having panic attacks because they have no idea what to do. But like if that happens to you and you get all these viewers and you're concerned about like Twitch coming after you for viewbotting or something, but it's not you, you can reach out to Twitch preemptively and say, hey, this is happening on my channel. I don't know what to do, but you should know that I'm not doing it. I'll prove it however I can. Like, just get ahead of that if you can, if you're really concerned about it. That's a little safety tip I have there. But yeah, any other thoughts on bots, guys, before we move on here?
Don't download, but go into Butsbot channel, BUTS or BUTSBOT on Twitch, and say join me. He'll make your stream a lot more fun.
Wait, okay, I like that topic. Butt bots. What are your favorite random bots on chat? Do you guys have any like? So mine is Hydrated Bot, the one that will tell you to drink water every hour or so. It's my favorite random bot I found. Do you guys have any other bots you use or have seen that you like?
Buttspot for sure. That's just my top tier.
What is that? What does it do?
It will randomly choose somebody, and it can focus on them too, I've noticed, but I don't know the exact pattern. But so it will choose a random message typed in chat and replace one or a couple words with the word butt or whatever word you choose it to say, but it default is butt. So like I had somebody been like, check out those graphics, and it's like, check out those butts. And it just replaces. It's always gold. It's always gold. So I encourage people to do that. And I've noticed like it'll like one of my mods hates it, and it like targeted him one day, and every time he spoke, it did it. It was the best. It was the best. So oh my god, you guys, everyone should check it out. Oh, important. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That sounds amazing. Veli and Sadomi, you guys have any random bots you use at all or have seen besides like Nightbot?
Honestly, I just stay hydrated about it's cool. It's not on my channel, but like every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I should probably use that, because sometimes I just forget to get my water. Like today, I just ran the last one. Oh yeah, let me get my water, because I don't want to get up and be like, oh, I'm dying of thirst.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's some out there, and I think we'll see more of them in the future too, because there are always some interesting things people come up with. So cool. Let's move on to the next question, which hopefully is still in the chat, because chat is moving today, guys. So thank you for all being here and supporting the show again. Okay, Hallow Shadow said, what do you guys think about loyalty point systems? I've been thinking about starting it on my channel, but as a viewer, I usually don't use it. Wondering if you guys have seen much success or engagement with those. So do you guys use loyalty systems, point systems on your channels? Anybody?
I do, but I think the best way I like going about with mine is a similar to Whose Line Is Anyway, where everything they're used for is made up and the points really don't matter.
I like that.
I love it.
Because people will get, like, if you make it anything remotely serious, there's going to be one person like, listen, my points are life and death, okay? Like, I come here just for the points, okay? I come here to make sure I have more points than anybody else, okay? I need to make sure I fulfill my gambling addiction with my points. If I lose them all, I'm leaving this channel forever. I'm never coming back. And I'm just here for the points. I need my points. I need my fix, man.
Dan, do you have a loyalty point system in your chat? I feel like I've seen one before.
So for the longest time, no. I actually spoke against loyalty points personally, but recent events have made me see that it has benefit for some of the ways I want to incentivize people. I can't give you an opinion on it though, because I've just started using it like a week ago, and I haven't set up it completely yet. But I mean, every time I see a channel use it well, it is used really well, and I see people active in it and stuff. So I think that loyalty points are as good as the streamer wants them to be, and as good as the streamer wants to focus on them. But I don't know. It really just comes down to, do you want to put the effort in as a streamer to, make that a focal point to your stream? I've seen a lot of successful streamers have nothing.
I haven't. Well, flip side of that, have you seen many streamers who that's like a core part of their channel? Because I haven't seen a ton that I can think of. I
can think of ways to where it's there, like it's very present, and in chat, like it's present, and I think people do take it seriously. I would say.
Okay, yeah, because do you have an example you can speak of?
Like a good buddy of mine, he's a streamer, Super Cali. He has a point system, and it's not like super serious, but like people rack up points. They gamble a lot. He has good redemptions. He makes it worth the viewer's while, so they take it more seriously. So he's a great example. Once you get up and like to the bigger streamers, I feel like it becomes less and less of a thing because chat congestion or their stream is the points. Like you show up for their stream at that point or whatever the logic is. But Keyblade Sarah, she's a partnered streamer and she has a point system too. And I'd say that her chat utilizes that as well. So I've seen it in streams taken pretty seriously.
Okay. Yeah, I think like what you said, it kind of comes down to personal preference too. Because I will say there are some viewers who love that stuff. Like we had a couple in the TRUgaming channel when we were streaming more consistently who would just come there for the points and do things with that. So there are people who like that. But then on the flip side, the people who really don't like that, who they see a point system and they leave the channel because it just gets on their nerves. So the core of that is you have to decide like where you want to go with it because it's your stream. But do you guys have any other thoughts here?
Yeah, there was one channel, I'm not sure if you guys remember, called Salty Bet.
Nope.
Okay, so it's like a Mugen-based channel. So what happens is people can bet with their stream points on who wins a fight in an automatically randomly generated fight in a game system called Mugen. It's where people can make their own characters and they can like, based off like different games like Street Fighter, like Naruto, Bleach, whatever, literally any game. Like there are Undertale characters. There's so many different kind of characters. So before every fight, there's like a 30-second countdown. People can place like their bets, and there's like a whole tier like betting list. It was serious for a while. It's kind of dead now compared to how it was back in 2012, 2014, around there. But it was actually really cool. That was the first time I saw stream loyalty points, but I didn't know what they were at first.
Yeah.
It's a really cool concept. Like if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's under the Mugen directory. It's like 50 down now, but
that'll be worth checking out if you guys are interested in point systems. But yeah, overall, thank you for the question, Hallow, and I hope that discussion helps you think through that in terms of what you want to do with the stream. So thanks for that. I'll scroll through chat a little bit here because we still have lots of questions coming in, and I think they're moving out of the chat now, unfortunately. So if I missed your question, please feel free to re-ask it. MPI asked how I have a blue topper in my water bottle. It's because I'm special. No, I lost my actual water bottle topper, so I replaced it. That's all it is. Anything else? What's that?
So thank you for your question.
Yes, very, very good, very good. Okay, so I think Twitch chat is good. Let's move over to Discord. I had to like scroll through lines and lines there. Beardy Glasses, actually, sorry, Small Panda is waiting in the callers, so let's drag her in. Hello, Small Panda, you there?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. What do you want to talk about on StreamKey today?
So, GreenChord, you already know, because we've been talking a little bit about it, about the bringing back game night.
Yes.
So, quick question. I don't know if you guys would have an answer. I hope you do, or tips or something. What would be the best way to go about hosting this as a first-time host for game night?
So are you talking as a streamer hosting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I did a couple of these back in the day with the Overwatch nights. They were really fun. I would say game nights are, you have to decide kind of how you want to host it and what the focus is. In the past, I think what sort of worked the best is you really focus on the people that you're playing with and bring people into the games and getting people together and voice chat and stuff. And doing that, you'll sacrifice a little bit of like the stream engagement. But what's worked best for me in the past is focusing on like you bring in a full party, you're all in voice chat, you're talking, you're not as engaged with the stream. The stream is more so that people who can't be at the game night can still watch and join in and be part of the fun. So I tend to focus on the people you're playing with versus the stream. That's just my style. You could do the opposite, where you bring people in and do a game night and everyone's there, but you're kind of talking to the stream most of the time. The issue there is that people feel less engaged when they're playing with you. So it's kind of a trade-off you have to choose to make. And generally, like I've just found it's easier for a lot of reasons to go with the first method because you don't feel as much pressure. If you pretty much just start up a stream, you talk to people until you get a full lobby, and then you just you play games and have fun, and don't worry too much about engaging chat all the time as much as just enjoying the game, and it's less stress that way. That's my thoughts. I don't know if you guys, Sadomi, Vel, Dan, have done game nights with your communities, and you have thoughts on those as well.
I've done one game night so far, and it was a lot of fun. It was during the Overwatch free weekend, and I don't want to do them on stream because I kind of like doing it off stream. Because when you have it off stream, you have like that pressure to not be on. So you can get up, go get like some food, literally pig out, talk normal, not like stream talking. Because you know how like we're just playing games with your friends, you're not really interacting as engaging, kind of just like there being you, like true you. Like you can sit there naked, it's great. So I don't like doing mine on stream. So doing them off stream, and so I can like relax with everybody. It's like people can like bounce in and out, and like I don't have to worry about is my stream working? I can run at full frames. I can just take all that other stuff out and just relax with the people there.
Yeah, that's the benefit of not streaming it, is you can really focus on the people who are in the game with you and talk to them without having the pressure of entertaining a stream at the same time, because that's always a challenge for people, whether you're hosting a game night or not. Like I know Veli used to do, and probably still does, a lot of games with other people, and it's sort of the same thing, right? How do you balance between talking with people in the game and in the voice chat versus talking to people who are in the stream who can't be in the game? So if you guys want to give thoughts on that balance too, I think that'd be helpful as well. Veli or Dan, maybe?
I've done one community night where I played video games with a bunch of my viewers, and I really didn't like streaming it because there was definitely parts where you're sacrificing talking to chat, and I couldn't handle it at all. Like I can only focus on so many different things at one time. Like it was a lot of fun. I think it was probably entertaining for anybody who was lurking, but I would definitely put that on YouTube next time I do something like that for sure, instead of live streaming it.
Yeah, that's a good idea too, to just record it and then upload that later.
Yeah, that way you can put even more focus into just having a good time with your viewers, which is essentially what you're trying to do in the first place. Because if you do have people who are just coming into your stream, or if you have people who can't make it for the actual game but they want to watch, but they also want to talk to you, like it's really rough trying to like be like, hey chat, what's going on? But like you have like 17 other people trying to talk to you at the same time that are actually in game, and it's kind of stressful. So I would definitely recommend putting on YouTube instead.
Yeah, I will say also it kind of goes back to like the theme of your channel. So if you're doing this on a different channel, or if your entire channel is built around community game nights, then it doesn't matter as much. Like if you're 5 days of the week trying to stream to an audience and build up a following and talk to chat, and then 1 day of the week you're doing community game night where it's totally flipped and you're not talking to chat at all, just talking to game people, that's gonna be weird. But if you have a channel, like let's say use the TRUgaming channel, and while you're on there, you're just really talking to people in the game, in the voice chat, and people can come in and watch what's going on in the community. Like that makes more sense to me. And that's sort of like what the channel is more about. Or if you just want to do only that on your own channel, that could be a good way to do it too, just to make that consistent. Because the issue again is when you flip content styles repeatedly, then people will get kind of confused on what to expect from the channel. Dan, you have any thoughts on this one before we wrap it up?
Yeah, because I have a very like engaging like approach to my channel. Like I'll sacrifice gameplay for viewers probably every time. I just somehow happen to not die every 5 seconds. What it boils down to is if I do community stuff, more often than not, they're not talking in chat. Like there's no voice chat. Like they're playing with me, but I'm still talking to them in Twitch chat, and then in between matches or during when they can, they'll type in Twitch chat about what's going on in the game or talking to people in the channel. And I feel like it's a sacrifice, but a sacrifice my community has shown they're willing to do if it means they can still play games with me. So I use that approach a lot. Well, a good example otherwise though is I was co-streaming with Lit, another sponsored streamer, who you all should check out. And we were shoutcasting Splatoon. So me and him were talking and like just shoutcasting, and like it was just me and him yelling while we were doing a top-down watch of like other people playing the game. And that was a really fun way to do community night, but it was still kind of isolated in a way to where it was like it wasn't 15 other people in a Discord chat. That I stray away from, because there's a myriad of things that could go wrong or could muddy your stream quality when you do it that way. Like shout out to those that can do it, but I'll never try it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea too, is having like a co-host or something, and maybe you guys commentate your communities playing each other or just single community, and that way you can still like be involved in everyone, what they're doing, but not again having so many people own one chat and just making the stream insanity in the comms, because that happens. So yeah, I think small, it's sort of like a matter of whether you want to stream at all or just make it like an offline thing that you record and upload later, like Velox said, or if you want to stream it, deciding if you want to try to like be a host of a sort and entertain the chat versus just kind of bring people together, using Twitch as a way to get people in the game, and then once you're in the game, that's what you're doing. So sort of like up to you at that point, I would say.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. I super duper appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you for the question.
No problem.
Anything else?
Super duper appreciate you.
No, I just gotta figure out some small details, and then I will let you know, Green.
Okay, yeah, message me. I'll be happy to help. And thanks for taking over, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to bring it back.
Awesome.
So, all right, bye guys.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
See ya. And we have another caller waiting. Lots of callers today. I love it. Gringa is in the chat. I think I said her name right.
You did. Congrats.
Angry Gringa, welcome to the show. Are you around?
I am around.
Hello. How you doing?
Bring it around.
I'm doing good, guys. I have a kind of a weird question.
All right.
I'm here.
Okay. So my kids want to watch me on Twitch, and I don't allow it, and for reasons you can understand. I'm thinking of doing some sort of G-rated stream because they want to tell their friends about me, and I don't want them doing that. So I have not told my kids what my Twitch name is, but I'm kind of thinking, how do you think about creating a whole other channel for just G-rated material where I am not cussing like a sailor? I am actually behaving myself, just playing kind of like kid games. He's begging me to play all sorts of stuff, and it's just not going to work for my stream. But I've been thinking a lot about this, and I kind of want to do it. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good idea to have a different channel for completely different content? Or should I keep it on my channel? I'm just kind of like, want your thoughts.
Before we get into it, I gotta say that is the coolest thing ever.
Thank
Like
you.
if my mom streamed on Twitch, like I don't care what she was talking about. Like, yo, that's my mom. She doing stuff. So that's awesome. Keep doing it.
I see Veli enthusiastically shaking his head, so I want to get his thoughts on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you don't want to change up your content on your channel, kind of like what Green was saying earlier. So I'm super for making another channel and having that one be the G-rated one. Like no relation between the two at all. That way there's no like, you know what I mean? Like you don't want any crossover there because it's two totally different things. And you don't want to merge those communities at all. For sure, like my community would not be good if it came over to your G-rated community. You know what I mean? So, like,
so basically, don't tell anybody from TRUgaming about my channel. I'm just kidding.
You'll get raided by trolls, and that's Dan, me, Sadomi, Green, all of them. No, but I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the idea of using a second channel for stuff is actually pretty good. And I talked about also using like a different platform in the same way before, like using Mixer or something to do that, if like you want to mix it up even more. But yeah, in terms of like keeping your content consistent, that's really important if you want to grow. So if you want to do something that's very different than that content, doing it on a different platform or different channel is a good idea, so that you don't like hurt your regular content with something that's totally different.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So Domi and Dan, you guys have any thoughts on this one?
I think Beardy said something really interesting. He was like, YouTube has no age limit for stream watching, because on Twitch you need to be 13-year-old to make an account.
Right. I gotcha.
So I mean that's one thing too.
And I'd love to be able to stream with my son and my daughter at some point, and I know I can't do that right now. So
yeah, so you could look into YouTube too if you wanted to conform to rules, but I mean I'm sure you could. Your kid's probably already watching Twitch based on what I'm hearing anyway. So
yeah, I gotta hide the iPad when mommy goes online.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure that is. I mean there's no way that there aren't millions of kids watching Twitch every day who are not 13 at this point. So that's just part of Twitch at this point. But
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dan,
One thing I will say though, real quick too, is I'm not sure if if you want to do it, definitely a different platform would be a great idea, because I'm not sure if many G-rated streams on like smaller platforms like Mixer.
Mhm.
And then if you really wanted to make that into something, you could probably like market that out as like, hey, we're a G-rated stream on Mixer. I know we're on Twitch. I don't want to promote. Well, but it's being real here. Might as well give it a try. Worst comes to worst, your kids like it, and they like, hey, that's what you want anyway. So there you go.
fair enough.
Okay. Great advice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Anything else before I head off?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. All right, good question. I don't think we've had anyone ask about that one yet, so that's cool. But we have another caller, guys, just back to back to back. I love it. So we're gonna pull Die Bear in here. Another repeat caller. Die Bear, hello, you around?
Hi, surprise!
Hello.
So I love that Gringa brought that up, because it led into another thing that I've been questioning this week. So I've been listening to a lot of Professor Broman podcasts, and he just keeps driving home the point that, if you're a new streamer and you want to monetize your hobby, Twitch is wonderful. But if you want to turn this into a full-time thing and you really want to have faster success, you really need to consider other options like Mixer or Facebook streaming. And he's seen a lot of people go over there and do really well. And so I was thinking about, I do now have some time slots available, and I was thinking about possibly testing out some other platforms just to see what can happen. And I'm just wondering what you guys think about that. Like, first of all, I don't want to do multiple platforms. That's too much. Like, one other platform to test it out would be good. And if I did that, what one do you think would probably be a better fit, both for growth? Well, I guess for growth, and as an older female streamer, and as a Twitch streamer who's familiar with this platform.
So,
What do you want to do first? I mean, like, with just streaming or doing other kinds of content as well besides streaming?
Just streaming.
Gotcha. I want to throw us to Dan first, because we haven't heard from him in a bit. Dan, do you have thoughts on testing on different platforms? Any experience there, or seen other people do it?
Yeah, I've seen other people do it, and I've seen that person become pretty successful. They moved to Mixer and they got partnered because their partnering system is a little bit less analytical and more accrual or just time based. It's something that you could definitely try. One thing I always advocate to people that ask me on my personal channel is, if you already have an established community, you have to be careful, because you could theoretically be severing ties with people who are bound to Twitch and they're loyal to Twitch and they like Twitch. So if you move and they don't, there's, it is what it is. I don't know if I would have the confidence to try it, but if you're really, really, really curious about Mixer because of their partnership requirements or whatever, might be worth it. And I've even seen other big streamers, they multi-stream, like they stream their content to YouTube as they stream it to Twitch. And, I'm sure they see some success that way. So you could also try that out.
I can't multi-stream because I'm an affiliate.
But
And I'm not looking to leave Twitch. I'm just looking to use some open time slots at another platform.
Now, one thing. No, I've actually been thinking about this like a lot myself too, with my whole like redesign stuff I've been doing. But when it comes to partnership with Mixer and Twitch, you don't have to take those, and the contracts for those are kind of exclusivity to that one platform.
Mm-hmm.
It probably might be smart to not take those and just kind of go like, hey, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch, and Tuesday, Thursday on Mixer, if that's something you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
This way you have an audience for both. Like, hey, if you want more of me, I'll be on Twitch on this day. And if you want more of me on this day, I'll be here on Mixer on this day. This way your people who are like loyal, they'll be like, hey, we'll come to Mixer and we'll come to Twitch. But people who are just like, I'm really interested on Twitch, I click you when you're on. You still have them and you're not alienate them, and you're still regular. I mean, not everybody can do like a 5-day schedule. I'm not saying do that, but like find schedule that works for you, and don't be afraid to use different like platforms like that. So actually, I was listening to John Sandman, and he was saying with someone like a little stream discussion, he was saying that, so you're saying that affiliates have a better deal than partners because of the lack of exclusivity. And I was saying, I was like, he's actually right.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not sure partner is even really necessary at this point with different platforms, because you can monetize in so many different ways. If your community becomes, that big and that supportive that you can actually turn it into a sustainable full-time job. Because I think a lot of us here are doing this full-time, both in the hours that we put into actually streaming and the development hours that go behind the scenes. But to do it for a lengthy period of time, you're going to have to make this sustainable financially. So that's kind of why I've been entertaining the idea of actually trying another platform. And so far, Mixer is seeming more appealing to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm really weary of Facebook. I don't know.
As you should be.
Yep. I'm not good.
I'm actually thinking about deleting my account, but I don't know. We'll see.
The only thing that I want to add is just, if you're in that boat where you're still trying to build a community and build a way to monetize your effort on any platform, be careful about spreading yourself too thin, especially during the initial growing phase. Like, it's if you have all the time in the world to be able to do both, like on different days, that's great. But Twitch is a long haul, but it's also very established. And if you become good on Twitch, it's a very safe platform to be on currently. Mm-hmm. Whereas, Mixer is still so new and so bustling that, there's a better immediate satisfaction possibly due to like less channels being there, so higher chance of being seen. But trying to do both, it's probably going to give you skewed views, because you'll probably see more success on one platform, and that might be the newer platform. And it's just, there's a lot of factors to consider there. So I would say be wary about spreading yourself too thin. Doing both at once can be a lot.
Yeah, I will say personally on this, if you're trying to take it full time, I really like the idea of diversifying across platforms. And streaming is a little bit weird in that way, but like definitely using things like podcasts and social media and YouTube and other ways of monetizing your stream besides Twitch is a really good idea if you want to take it full time. And trying out things like Mixer could be a good way to also experiment with that. So I'm a big fan of that. And I also don't think you should over romanticize Twitch, because I think that tends to happen a lot, probably on every platform. But there's a lot of people who are just like in love with the Twitch culture. And it's very cool, but like don't let that blind you from trying out other things that might actually be better for you in the long run. So I personally say you should definitely try it out and see what you think. But like Dan said, it's important to remember that even though you might see more success initially on Mixer, the ceiling is also lower in terms of like what's been proven to work on that platform. So it's a trade-off in terms of like, do you want quicker success now, or do you want the promise of more potential success in the future in terms of where you fall in that spectrum? Cool.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward then with this new project starting on Monday, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm not leaving Twitch. I love it. And you brought up culture, and I think that's why I've been able to succeed so long here, because when I got involved with TRUgaming, I started meeting a lot of other people just like me. And that's not what I expected. I expected teenage boys all over the place, but you've got mostly adults who have, responsibilities, and they understand what it's like, living, a mature, independent life. And there's a lot of women here, and I love it. They're all great. So
yeah, I think especially recently, for some reason, we've had a lot of women coming in. So thank you guys all for joining, everyone. But yeah,
alrighty,
cool. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right.
See you next week. Bye. Always good to hear from Die Bear. All right, so we have some more chat questions coming in here. One from Beardy. He said, what are your thoughts on exclusives? Games that are only on a single platform, for example, Spider-Man, which is today's big game, and I know Dan's extremely excited. I don't like the idea of purchasing an entire system just to play a single game or series. Personally think that game companies could fight console PC companies a bit harder. I mean, they like money, right? So I want to tie this into streaming a little bit. How do exclusive game titles impact you guys as streamers a little bit? And
I feel so bad for Dan if he wants to play every single Kingdom Hearts game ever in existence.
Oh yeah, it's tough to go through that series because there's so many exclusives. Like,
well, not anymore. The 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8.
True.
Everything. That's 3 discs. You're good
nowadays. Well, okay, but the topic though, you guys trying to stream games that are exclusive to a certain platform, like how does that affect you? Have you been forced to buy consoles that you just need to play a game for it and stream, or is it not really impacted you that much? What do you guys think about exclusives in relation to streaming?
As a console streamer, I'll say that I buy my systems because I just want them. It's a afterthought that I'll be able to stream the games on them. I would say for somebody who is in the situation of having to choose buy a system to stream the game or don't stream the game, I would not buy a system for one game. That's just, if I wasn't looking forward to more than 3 titles on the PlayStation 4, I wouldn't have bought it. But you have to do your research if you're trying to just simply buy it for stream. Make sure you can at least get a certain number of hours out of your system. Make sure you can see enough gameplay value and replayability out of it. Don't go buy a PS4 for Spider-Man. I'm sorry. It's such a good game. I'm sure it looks phenomenal, and everyone's probably going to want to play it right now, but don't go buy a PS4 for one game unless you can see yourself also wanting to buy some of the games coming out or already on it too.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because people can get kind of excited with a new game coming out. Like, oh, if I stream this, I'll get all the success because so many people are watching it, so I should go buy a PS4 and stream it. Yeah, Val, you're laughing.
I've seen so many people buy a Nintendo Switch for Octopath Traveler because it was such a amazingly good-looking game. But that community, if you go look, there's maybe 10 viewers in the community now, and it's less than a month old.
Wow.
So it's not less than a month old, but it's old. It's not very old. So it's, especially if you're doing it for streaming, it might bite you. You might see that community crumble, and now you just have a system and one game in your hand.
Yeah, and that happened earlier this year with even like the Switch and Breath of the Wild too, right? So there are instances where this happens and something dominates on Twitch, and people might be tempted to stream it and buy a console just to stream it. But Val, do you have any thoughts on this one?
I mean, I just bought a PlayStation on Saturday, and so I've been playing a lot of God of War this week because I've been stressing about like wanting to get a PlayStation for God of War and the other games obviously that are coming out. But I finally broke down and got a PlayStation, bought God of War, and I've been having so much fun playing that game on stream, and I know my community likes it. Make sure if you are if you're trying to stream a game that like that you can provide good content for that game at the same time. Like I could get really excited for the new Civilization, but I'm not going to stream Civ. You know what I mean? Like no one's going to be like, oh man, Bell is so entertaining when he streams Civ. And like, no, like that's not a thing. Like, so make sure you're picking the right games and like you're getting a console for the right reasons for sure.
Yeah.
It's a hefty amount of money just to buy a console.
It's a big decision for that money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, good question. We'll keep moving on here. So I'm gonna butcher this name, but Cage, KAYJH_. I think it's probably Cage. Said, do you have any tips being in front of a webcam? Because sometimes when I have webcam, I feel like people would think I'm boring before getting to know me as a streamer and as a person. So this sounds like someone who's just starting out with the webcam, very new to it, and sort of uncomfortable with the webcam and how to like behave in front of the camera's on you for hours and hours. Like, you're scared of being boring at some point during the stream, or people maybe judging you or something. How do you guys, maybe thinking back to when you started streaming or started recording yourself on camera or something, do you guys have any tips for people who are new to that and getting comfortable and confident on the camera?
Don't be boring.
Don't be boring.
I mean, like, honestly, like if you're trying to not be boring, don't sit there and worry if you're being boring. Like, be you and be loud about it. Be super expressive. Try to have as much energy as you can, because like anybody could go sit in the channel and watch someone sit there play video games and not really say much. Like I could go to Dan's place. We could just go sit on his couch and I could watch him play Final Fantasy, or I could watch him on stream and he'll be super entertaining. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to not be boring, don't be boring. Like watch your streams, watch your VODs, and you'll see like if you don't find your own stuff entertaining, you're doing it wrong 100%. And try to overanalyze yourself, be super critical, and I mean just be yourself, be loud, and be super energetic about it.
Fair enough. Dan, Sadomi, you guys have any tips for people who are just getting into using the webcam, how to be confident on it essentially?
Sadomi, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. For using a webcam, I notice when I'm doing my non-webcam streams, those like when it's late at night, when I don't want to be too loud, or if like, because it's 2 a.m. I'm not using my big studio lights. No. So that's the only time I don't use webcam. But normally I'm on webcam. Once you start doing it more, like your early streams are gonna suck. Let's be honest, they're all gonna suck. It's kind of how it is. Like you only get better at practice, and the more you have webcam on, the more you'll be like more comfortable with it on. Like me, I noticed I pick my nose a lot less than I used to when I'm on stream. So just being on webcam, you'll like it'll come to you as more time comes. Especially when people start clipping the times when you pick your nose, and then when that happens, you'll know not to pick your nose on stream.
There you go.
Just gotta find these Sadomi nose picks.
Look forward to it because the chat is training you to have better manners. There you go. That's the key to learning how to use a webcam.
I totally want to go into one of Sadomi's stream, and he's just like way up in there, just knuckle deep in his own nose.
Oh my goodness.
I was just gonna say, if you have the intent and the desire to use a webcam, just do it. Because like what Sadomi said, he said it really well. You'll get more comfortable. It takes time. Like you'll stare at yourself a lot. You'll look at your webcam and make sure, like, if you care about your hair, is your hair the right place? If like whatever, like you'll do that, and that's fine. Like what's the there you go. But eventually, like if that's what you truly want as a streamer is to have a webcam, then do it. Because a lot of the times you'll become more accustomed to having the webcam, and you'll animate yourself more because of it. So people will get those webcam reactions as well as the gameplay reactions. If that's not you and you're not comfortable with it, and that's the reason you're not sure, then you don't need a webcam. Webcams aren't required to succeed on Twitch. That's proven. I mean, Lyric is still one of the best content creators out there, and he has no webcam unless life has changed, and but it just comes down to your preference. As long as it's something you truly want, do it, and you'll learn, like what Sadomi said.
Yeah, it's like every other part of streaming, right? It just takes practice and making yourself do it over and over again, or any skill, really. It's just gonna take time to get comfortable with that, and you'll get more confident as you do more and more streams. So, good question though. I like that for beginners a lot. So thanks for that. We have more chat questions coming in here. A cool one from Small Panda, who's asking another question here. She said, "What do you guys think about TreatStream?" Which, if you guys don't know what TreatStream is, it is either an extension, or I think just a website and extension that you can order things for streamers, like food, pizzas and desserts and whatever, and it'll deliver it to them. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but like, what do you think of the overall concept of? So I guess the benefit is you don't have to know the person's address. You just go through this system and it'll send them something, so it protects your privacy, but also lets viewers send you pizzas if you want to. And
Send me pizza.
We could use a pizza here, guys. This is our newest extension. So do you guys, any of you have the extension or have used this system in the past? Or if not, like, what do you think generally by just hearing about it?
I tried it a little bit. Like setting it up was a weird pain because they had to like manually go and like check the restaurant menu and see like what they had to actually do, and they do everything manually. I'm not sure if they still do or not, but it was really weird at first. I haven't touched it since at least a year, so I know it has to have changed by now, but it was a really cool idea. I definitely think.
Cool. Dan or Val, have you guys used this before? Or if you haven't, does it sound like something you'd be interested in or worried about?
Seven. I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's not going to happen for me. Like, nowhere delivers to me. Like, there's one pizza place that delivers to me, I don't even like them. So I don't think that would really be beneficial to me, but I could see it being a really, really cool thing if you're cool with eating on camera, or if you're like straight up going to like tell that person who just spent money on you to eat, like, all right, cool, I'm going to eat that where you can't see it. Thanks. Like, I don't know. I guess it just comes down to what you really want out of that. And also, what happens if they order you like a disgusting pizza? Like, what happens if they just troll you with their food? Like,
Trash.
Easy. You trash it, or you take a bite and be like, this is good.
Oh, okay. So you just straight up just like lie to them. Just be like, oh yeah, I'd eat this then. Like,
I mean, like if they're gonna give you anchovies and pineapple and well, it's really
sauce.
bad. Alfredo, yeah, mushrooms, pineapples. No, anchovies, pineapples, and Alfredo sauce together. They know you're not gonna eat that. Like, people more common sense. So just
That
be
is
like,
one straight
this is very
trash.
nice of you. I'm taking a bite. I'm pick all this off. Thank you. That's still kind of bad. This is gonna go into the pizza shredder,
Pizza shredder.
aka my dog.
I mean, yeah, it is your stream at the end of the day. I think this is particularly cool for something like a 24-hour stream, like when you'd be going for 24 hours and people can send you like supply drops, like to re-energize you. I think that's a cool idea. I think it's weirder when like you're streaming every day. Like let's say Velok's streaming here at 8 a.m. in the morning, and he's just gotten up and somebody sends him like a full pizza. It's like, oh man,
I have no shame.
That's called breakfast.
Bring it.
That's called lunch.
Or just, yeah, I'm just thinking like
That's
if
my meal
you
for the
just ate a
whole
whole
stream.
meal and someone sends you like all this food, like thanks. I can't eat it right now, but thanks.
I know what I'm having for dinner.
Yeah, I want pizza. We can all like eat pizza tonight together.
Together.
Together
I'll get on my
online.
plane.
Yeah.
I'll get on my
Pizza
plane.
Well, yeah, I just think I think it's a cool idea. I haven't used it personally, but I think it's worth trying if you're interested. So cool. Any other thoughts on this one, guys? Nope. All right. Sounds
Send me
good.
pizza.
Yeah, get some free food if someone orders it. I don't know if anyone's actually used it before. I haven't seen it in use, but it sounds like a cool idea. So, okay, so we had a question from Gringa, Angry Gringa. Said, can you discuss the sponsorship application so everyone understands who may qualify because there are questions about viewership? Okay, this is more of like a question at me, and I'll be kind of quickly about it. So if you guys didn't know, sponsorship applications are open right now for TRUgaming. So you can apply to be a sponsored streamer like these three beautiful people on the podcast right now. And hopefully they've enjoyed being sponsored. Maybe they can talk a little bit about that.
Hate it.
Never.
Never renewing.
Last rounds right here.
I think my 1 year is.
Sayonara.
Had to
Is my 1 year
drag
this
them
year?
all on. Yeah. I'm not sure. But so people are concerned about the viewership. There is a clause now that you have to have 15 average viewers to apply. And what that basically means is you have to consistently break 15 viewers with your streams. It does not mean that every stream you have to have at least 15 average viewers. And it does not mean that that number on your dashboard has to be exactly 15 or greater, because you know they have like points now, or it can be like 14.97. Dang it, I guess I can't be sponsored. But no, so we go through sites and we can just look at your trends in your stream, and we just want to see that like more often than not, that's what I'm looking for. More often than not, you are breaking 15 viewers on your streams. You're building an audience. You are trying to grow your channel. That's the most important thing. So technically, like that's what we're looking for. If you have questions, I can answer more of that outside of this stream, but I don't want to get too deep into that because I do want to focus on the podcast. But hopefully that clears up a little bit of confusion for you guys. So cool. And yeah, hopefully if you guys want to learn more about the program, you can talk to Dan, Veli, or Sadomi, who've all been sponsored for a while now. So
Yes.
they can teach you more. But thanks for the question, Gringa. And then we're gonna move on to another one from MPI. He said, I saw something somewhere the other day, that's confusing, that said, start out by making a few Let's Play videos and get used to narrating the game and being on camera. Then you can watch where you can improve in private if that makes you more comfortable. So that's actually about the camera question. Now I'm looking at it. The process of getting comfortable on camera, just recording yourself and looking back at your VODs as opposed to streaming it, that could be a good way to improve there. So cool. We do have an actual caller now for you Utmost. So let's pull him in here. Hello, for you Utmost. You're on.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, pretty good. Hey, so I got a quick question here. This might be a quick question, quick answer, but so I know there's a lot of etiquette revolving around when not to promote your stream, especially in other streamers' chats. But I just kind of thought the other day, what do you guys think about etiquette when it comes to kind of reverse promoting, like asking people in your chat to tell them about their streams? Is there any sort of etiquette on that? I just the other day, someone came in and they didn't tell me they were a streamer, but I just kind of picked up that they might be a streamer. And so I just asked them, hey, what's your stream schedule? What do you do? All this stuff. And it didn't bother me, but I just thought, I wonder how they feel about that, kind of being asked to promote their own stream, and maybe what are your thoughts on if there is etiquette, what that might be. kind of reverse promotion.
The way I say it, because I actually had this conversation earlier too, so it's actually great. Pretty much, if you want to just, if you tell people like you stream and someone should stream without asking, that's rude. But if like a streamer like brings up like, so what are you working on like in OBS like on your stream? Then yeah, go ahead. That's the green light. It's kind of like asking someone on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this question a lot because it's, again, we talk a lot about the etiquette, like you mentioned, of not promoting yourself in other channels, but you will see a lot of channels that will feature other streamers and, you know, go shout out such and such, go check this guy out. How is your stream, etc. So I'm interested to see you guys, your thoughts on this in terms of the etiquette, like you said, and also strategically, like, should you promote other people's channels in your chat? So maybe like the etiquette side of this first. When you guys are streaming and maybe a streamer that you know comes in the channel or someone new that you pick up is a streamer, how do you deal? Because I know Dan and Veli will both do this at some point, like shout out other streamers who come into their chats. I'm pretty sure. I know Vel does. I don't know about Dan actually. But
yeah, I try to always shout out when I know that they're a sponsored streamer. If they raid me, I'll give them a shout out, obviously. Sometimes I'll get really feelsy and like dopey and just want to like say, I love this streamer, you guys should go check them out. It's by the seat of my pants on that. But as far as etiquette goes, like when they're saying, if somebody asks you about being a streamer when you're watching somebody else, if you get asked about it, I am very good at deflecting. I don't like talking about myself as a streamer in other channels because that's not why I'm there. So personally, I don't do it, but you are totally welcome. Like there's like what Sadomi said, you have the green light. There is no being rude if someone asks you a question about you being a streamer. I don't know if you're the streamer and you want to do it to somebody, you might want to be able to give them like an out, like, hey, you don't have to answer this, but I'm just wondering, how's your stream been going? Like giving them a good way to say, like, oh no, I'm not worried about that, but thanks, man. Or it's going good. Anyway, how's the game? It gives them an out without feeling rude for saying like, I don't want to talk about that here or whatever. Because some people don't. They don't want to shadow.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just giving people a way to, if they don't want to, they can back out without feeling bad. Like if you put them on the spot and just demand, like, hey, link your channel really quick, and you don't.
What's your sub count?
Then you're in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
But giving like that option is really good, I think. Val, do you have any thoughts on this one? Because you do a lot of shout outs in your channel. So
yeah, you know, if someone is a content creator that I support, I'll definitely give them a shout out. Sometimes I forget, you know, he doesn't always come to mind, but you don't want to be overflowing your own chat with other shout outs, you know, like you don't want to be like taking over chat, being like, hey, can you shout this person out, this person and this person like, the entire time. But like Dan said, I think giving them an out is a good idea. I'm also on the same page as Dan, where I don't like to talk about my own stream too much in other people's channels. And it kind of actually comes like it's gotten to a point where it's almost it's taking the opposite effect. So if I go into Dan's stream and Molly's in there and she's a moderator, she will spam shout outs for my channel the entire time. I'm like, okay, I'm serious when I say I don't want a shout out, and you just spammed 4 of them in this chat. And it has like the opposite effect. So I like it's like me as a viewer in someone else's channel, I have to figure out how to balance that out, you know, because it's totally taken the other way now. But I'm definitely all for shouting out other people in my channel for sure.
And
awesome.
This is just because me and Devin have a relationship here. Like I know Devin in person. I've known him for streaming. I won't ask him about streaming stuff in my chat because I know he's the same way as me. We do all of our stream talk off stream and like we'll call each other and catch up in that way. But I know if I'm in this channel, if I raid him, he'll ask how my stream was. And then when it's back to the gameplay, and same dealio. So, you know, always feel free to talk to streamers off stream. That's, you know, that's a resource for you, a resource for them. And it's called networking. But when you're streaming, you know, keeping it also bare bones is a lot easier too than getting into the nitty gritty, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say like you should probably consider like the idea if you're gonna be promoting other people's channels while you're streaming, there's like some risk there, but I think it's gonna be tough to get to the point where people like leave your stream and go watch somebody else. I think you can afford to be pretty generous with that, and people are always looking to do that. So maybe even like lurkers will come out to promote something or something. If you give people an option to drop their stream for a minute or something, that could be a cool way to bring people out to engage with the chat more. So I think it's a good idea across the board, really. And hopefully everything these guys have said has helped you think through that a little bit. You have any other questions or follow-ups?
Nope, that was it. Thank you, guys.
Sweet. Thank you, dude. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.
Take care.
Love you.
Throw it in there right there.
Yeah. Right when he's on his way out, so he
Yeah.
can't say anything back.
Yeah. Just no response. Assume that he loves you too.
No
That's
love.
how I get away with my relationships. And just assume that they love me back, and then I can't get hurt.
Teach them how to secure love here at StreamKey, everyone. All right, so we have a question from Tima O. Actually, this is not a question. This is just a comment. So, but you're welcome, Tima. Thank you for supporting the show. Glad you love it. Spoolin' by you is a good question. Any tips on finding other streamers to collaborate with? So I know you guys have been around for a while now, and you have streamers you're connected with, but maybe for someone who either doesn't have a lot of connections yet with other streamers on Twitch or is looking to just expand, because that's a constant. Do you guys have tips for finding other streamers who are good for you to collaborate with in terms of what they stream, what their identity is like, personality? How do you find those people better than just kind of hoping that you'll stumble onto them?
For me, I find the directory is great. So let's say you stream one game or one or two games, like especially if it's not like a big directory like Fortnite or League of Legends, like find a directory, find people who are on around your time or a little bit like before or after. There, the TRUgaming Discord is one good place as well. A lot of wonderful streamers and people in there. And when you find people who host you, like or sorry, who raid you, go check them out. Oops.
Fair. Yeah. Dan or Vel, have you guys found any good ways to find other people to collaborate with?
I usually do most collaborations. Like people in my community I find out are streamers, and then I will want to collaborate with them. So I will reach out. If you aren't in a position to where you know there are streamers that watch you that you could seek out, then Sadomi is the next best option. Looking at like games, going in directories, being a viewer, just creating a bond and a friendship there, and then when it makes sense mutually, then talk about like doing a co-stream or see if they'll reach out or whatever.
The way you said that, Sadomi is the next best option. It just made me think that collab with Sadomi. He's the best option.
Everybody here now.
Collab with Sadomi.
I'll steal the show.
A lot of Sadomi today, and I'm sold. I'm sorry. Like he should just make his own book on get rich quick on Twitch. I love it. Sadomi has been top tier today.
Yeah. No, I think it's what you said is good though in terms of. So you actually use people who are already in your community to collaborate with most of the time, is what it sounds like.
I've been fortunate enough to have some pretty wonderful people that I have been able to seek out. Yeah, because I'm really selective. I play console games and mostly stories type stuff, so it's hard for me to find someone I jive with. And I've been fortunate enough to have some very talented people that I can talk to and stuff.
Sweet. I know Vel has found some people outside of his community with or like related to his community people. Do you want to talk through that process a little bit?
Yeah, so real quick, I do find a lot of value with connecting with your viewers. Giving back to the ones who are giving to you, I think is a really good idea. So definitely find out the streamers who are in your current, who watch your stream. I think is a huge plus. But as far as finding new people that are not inside of your community, best thing to do is find a game that you're playing and go look through the directory for that one. Like I found one of the best connections that I found through watching Subnautica back when I was streaming that, and I hate that game. But regardless, I found a streamer who was playing that game, and he hated it almost as much as I did. He had about the same level of fear as I do, and we connected over that. And so finding someone who makes good content that you approve of, that you enjoy watching, and then also you feel like a connection is there between the two of you, I think focusing on that is huge. I think that's a really big part of connecting with people on Twitch, is making sure that you enjoy their content, they enjoy your content, and your two personalities kind of mesh. That way there's no real issue with crossing over as far as viewers who want to go check out my stream or Dan's stream or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's going to take some time to kind of judge that, right? And make sure it's someone that you would feel comfortable working with for a lot in the future and going forward. So finding games that you both play and similar personalities is a great starting point. Brief sellout. This really kind of is the focus of TRUgaming with what we make with the Discord server. I really preach that with a lot of stuff, is bringing people together to get to know each other, and you'll just find that people naturally collaborate in there for a lot of different things. So if you want like a real place to go and start working on this, I definitely recommend checking out the TRUgaming Discord server, not the StreamKey one, if you're interested.
Just do both.
Yep. No, you can do both. I wouldn't be mad if you did both.
Do all three.
Yeah. But anyway, good question, and hopefully you can find some people to collab with, maybe like Sadomi, because apparently he's the best to collab with.
He's the best.
Yeah. All right, so we have about 18 minutes left or so in the show, approximately, and we have a few more chat questions to get through here. So Cat Fiend King, love that name, says, should new streamers, like super new streamers, attend TwitchCon? Or would it be more beneficial and fun in the social aspect to wait until a community has been constructed for your channel? So we're finally getting to TwitchCon. I'm so excited here. But this, from the context of someone who is like day 1 or day 0 of streaming, should this person go to TwitchCon, or should they wait until they have built up a community? What do you guys think, having all been to TwitchCon?
I totally think that if it's in, I'm sorry.
Do your thing. Do your thing, man.
I totally think if it's in your budget, you should go, because as a conference, even as a viewer, it is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, don't go there assuming you're going to grow because of it, especially as a newer viewer. If you can afford to go and it's not going to break the bank, and you don't need to like take a second loan on your house, then go because it's going to be fun. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I have a soapbox on this, but I don't wait till we get through everyone here. Valley, what are your thoughts on this one?
So we were all fortunate enough to be able to go last year, and I really didn't know too many other streamers back then. Like I knew like obviously these guys and everybody who was in TRUgaming, and I met a couple other streamers that I followed on Twitch, but wasn't really any huge like pros as far as connections. So I think starting out fresh as a streamer, it's going to be hard to get a lot of benefit out of TwitchCon. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to meet some cool people, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult as far as connecting with other streamers, aside from like the ones that you directly know right now. So I think this year is going to be a lot more productive for me because I know a lot more people that are going to be there. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be really cool connecting with those people outside of just within Twitch. But like Dan was saying, if you can afford it, it's worth it. Don't break the bank to do so, especially when you're so fresh, because you're not going to get as much of a benefit out of it as you think you will. And because you're not going to grow your channel by a crap ton while you're there. You're going to meet some cool people. You're going to learn a few things, and it's going to be a fun experience. And I would just take that into account for sure.
Yeah. My soapbox here, like Dan and Velia both said, like, don't go to TwitchCon with the mentality of, by going to TwitchCon, I will grow my channel. Like, that's going to make me big on Twitch, because it's the opposite. You'll get like very few followers, if any, at TwitchCon. Like you'll get some nice, like, you follow me, I'll follow you in real life type thing at TwitchCon. But the purpose of TwitchCon is not really to grow your following. It's really to motivate you and give you tools and make you inspired with streaming. It's a really good catalyst for that, and just getting really amped up, because you can talk to us the whole time we were there last year. We all just want to be streaming. We're just so excited seeing all this stuff. Man, I just can't wait to get home and stream. Like that's the whole feeling that TwitchCon. So, but going for that reason is really good. I think especially if you're new, because you can really get some exposure in terms of like what you can do on Twitch and like what the end game looks like and what you can stay motivated for. So I say, like, if you can go, totally do it and just get fired up about Twitch. If it's not going to break your bank, like if you have to choose between next year and this year, maybe you wait till next year till you built up a little bit of following. But if you have the opportunity to do both, then definitely do both, for sure. Cool.
For me, TwitchCon, if you want to go to TwitchCon, go to TwitchCon. If you, again, can afford it, don't break the bank, you're alive. Don't go with the mindset like you're going to make anything of your channel there from a numbers perspective or people perspective. Because when I'm on TwitchCon, I went because, well, one, I need a vacation. Second, I wanted a chance to meet all the wonderful people who are going to TwitchCon, who, like, I've been around for a while. And so when I met, Green Valley, Dan, everybody, it was so much fun. Great experience. You learn a lot of things from different sources you would never think of meeting. And if you're good about it and you're smart about it, you can network really well with people you probably wouldn't think you would network with, because it's in a physical space. because online there's a lot of like clutter. Best way to put it. So you won't be able to talk to somebody who like you want to talk to just because of all that clutter. But when you're at TwitchCon, you can walk up to somebody like, hey, I like your content, advice, questions, pick people's brains, see where they're at, or even meet people you would never go to the channels at. Like I met so many channels who I like watch now, who I hang out with regularly, who I would never check the directory for, ever. Like I'm not looking for shiny Pokemon ever, but I found a Pokemon streamer who I think is pretty cool, and boom,
Yeah.
like there.
Shout out to Aspenwell.
No, that's a cool part of it too. Is you're really physically there with people, so you can connect with them in that way instead of just on content online and through chats and stuff. That you can't really replace that. So that's very cool. I want to start moving on though, because we have like 2 more callers to get through, and we have 15 minutes here. So we're not gonna get through all the questions, but let's try our best here. Oh, Khaleesi just vanished as I was about to grab her. All right, well, we have 1 caller now, I guess. Khaleesi, if you come back, I will grab you in. Bad timing, but all right. Rob, I don't know how to say your name, man, but you there?
Rab.
Yeah, it's Rab.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Not a lot, guys. So I got lucky enough this week to get asked by like my favorite streamer to be a mod on his channel. And I wanted to ask you guys, how can a mod best support content creation and make the stream better?
Awesome.
So I wrote an article on this, and I'd like to toot my own horn by saying I have some of the most lovely mods I'll ever be able to meet. And what I can say is your number one way to help out that streamer is to be the culture of their chat that they want to see in their chat. If they chose you to be a moderator, it's probably because they like what you do to their chat. So one of the best things you can do is not change as a person and as a viewer. All you need to do is make sure that if other people are ruining the vibes that you know shouldn't be there, then just take care of it. Use the moderation tools properly and make the best of the channel as you've already been doing, apparently.
Yep. Dan, a really good post on that, and I definitely recommend you check it out at some point. We'll link that later. But Vel and Sadomi, you guys have thoughts on this one? How to best have your mods help you, or if you're being a mod on stream, how to best help the streamer?
Yeah, I think keeping chat rolling is huge. Seeing a moderator talking in chat definitely has a better look to it than just a bunch of no mods talking. You want to like be a part of that culture, like Dan was saying. Like you are an extension of that streamer, so you want to make sure you're keeping that conversation rolling in chat. You're engaging with viewers who maybe are trying to talk to somebody, but no one's getting back to them or anything like that. You want to be super welcoming, and you want to just be super inviting to that community.
Yeah. So Domain, any thoughts on this one?
As a mod, just do your best to. Honestly, no. I'm really bad. I almost had a mod uprising a few days ago, so I'm gonna shut up.
I can say from personal experiences that I've had to not diffuse, but just kind of witness and learn from is the best mod will not allow their personal beef with somebody or personal beef with a situation, even if it's not involving them, affect their choice. Don't if you aren't a fan of a certain kind of humor, if that streamer is, you need to ask them like, how do you want me to handle the situation because it bugs me, and be blunt with them and let them know, but don't make the choice for the streamer because maybe that's a kind of like fostering they want. You never know, so you have to make sure that you're making a choice that's right for the stream, even if it's not right for yourself at that moment.
Yeah, I'll also say like one thing I've noticed with some mods is you have to be careful not to get, I don't know what the word is, sort of like feeling that you're better than other people because you're a mod. I've seen some mods have that happen. That's something to watch out for. So like don't see the fact that you're modded as a sign that you have power over everyone else. I mean, like you do, but you're not seen any higher technically than other people. Like don't put yourself on a pedestal, because that's something dangerous that a lot of mods have ended up leaving as mods because of that, and streamers will see that and see it as a problem and remove that person. So just don't let it go to your head, essentially. But Rob, I messed it up again. You have any thoughts? Yeah, you have any follow-up questions or anything?
No, thanks guys. I really appreciate it.
Cool,
Yeah, of
man.
course.
Thanks for the question.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Love you. We do it every time.
I'm just
now.
gonna wait for you to say it and move him out. Yeah.
Didn't even give him a
No
chance.
rebuttal.
Force of love.
Oh man. All right. We got about 10 minutes here. So go a little bit faster. So Cage_again in chat said, I only stream Rainbow Six Siege and I do want to stream other games, but what if your community doesn't like the game you're playing? Great question. So you found a game that your chat loves and you stream it all the time and it's working, but you want to play something else. How do you deal with that as a streamer? What do you guys think? 'Cause I know you've all been through this at some point.
Other games. Play other games. Play them. Like if you don't want to burn yourself out on Siege. What am I pointing back?
I'm pointing to you, buddy.
Okay,
Keep
yeah.
talking. Keep
No,
talking.
but,
I like what you're saying. That's all I'm doing.
No, play other games. You don't want to burn yourself out on Siege just because your community wants you to. It might not be the best thing for your channel at all. I know Green is a huge advocate for the viewer doesn't always know what the viewer wants.
True.
I'm playing God of War right now. I know that there's people that would much rather me be playing, well, not right now, obviously, but I know there's people who would rather me be playing Fortnite or Siege. But I wanted to play God of War, so that's what I'm gonna play because I wanted to. And it's just you have to, yeah, like Stone's saying, you got to find a balance, and you don't want to burn yourself out on anything. And if you think it's a good idea for your stream, it most likely is the best option.
Yeah. Dan, Sadomi, you guys have thoughts?
Viewers are the worst people to listen to. Just figure out what you should stream. The absolute worst people.
I love his honesty. Yeah,
Because no offense, my mom's asking me, "Hey, you should play this one game that has no viewers on Twitch." I play that, they leave, everyone leaves. Literally the driest shit. Chat is drier than my DMs when I was in college, and that's it. Okay, like I'm sitting there like, I don't want to play this anymore. No one's here. You know what? I'm just going to end the stream and see if anyone notices.
Oh my
I come back, I'm like, all right, got the notification back. Wait for that notification to cool down. We're playing Rocket League. We stop playing another game.
All right, that's an option there. Just end the stream altogether if you want to. Dan, go ahead.
Probably top that. I don't know, man. I've never been a single person streamer, so for me it's not as relevant, but what I can say is play the games you love, play the games that you will enjoy playing, but play them smart. This isn't 100% related to the question, but at the same time, if you want to play a different game because you like it, great, your community should back that, but also give yourself a chance to succeed. Make sure it's a game that's in a like genre. It's has a good directory full of friendly faces. Like Khaleesi said in chat, she played WoW and it killed her stream. There's streamers that can move to any game and it won't matter. If you're trying to grow, you can just move from one game to another and your community will support you as long as you make the right choices. Don't choose a game that has 5 people watching it. That means that at best, those 5 people that are watching somebody else might come watch you afterwards, and they might not. So it's you have to be smart. I wholly believe in playing a game because it's a smart choice for your stream and because you love it. If you love a game and it's terrible for Twitch, go play it off stream. There's nothing stopping you from doing that eventually, even if it's not today or tomorrow or whatever. I don't know.
This
Definitely play games off stream. That's a little bit of advice I can give everybody, because I forgot to do that. After a while, I'm like, oh, I want to play this game, but I'm not streaming.
Yep.
Yeah. This kind of goes back to the sponsorship stuff we touched on. So when we look at sponsorship applications, we want to see that you're consistently growing your channel, right? You're making an effort. You're paying attention to what works. You're reiterating on it and continuing that. But there's still room there to try out things that you want to do that don't line up with that. Because something that you might be passionate about and might want to play might not, like, statistically be the best thing to play on Twitch. So it's just a balance, like we said there, of finding things that you want to play but are also not just going to be dead when you play them. There's a balance there. But like Vali said, my favorite quote on this, in terms of like running your stream and building your content and figuring out what to do, is the Henry Ford quote. That is, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses, and he built a car, right? Because cars didn't exist at that point, so all people knew was horses. So it's up to you at the end of the day to make the content and the product that you want to make for your stream, and not just catering to what people want. So that, I think, is the last question that we have. I think we had a couple more, and I apologize, but they have been completely flooded out by chat, so I can no longer grab them. So if we missed your question, please add them to the list in the Discord. That is there always. I mean, go back to it each week if there's any time. We'll get to it there. But yeah, guys, this has been Stream Key Phone In Friday edition, and it was really good, I think. So thank you guys all for being here. Special guests, Dan the Dapper, thank you for being here, man. Anything you want to say to people before we head off, or what they should know about you?
Thanks for making this really fun. I'm glad that Green kept saying chat was moving. It makes me happy. I hope I can be on this again.
Absolutely. We'll have you back. I'm ready at the night show, which is coming next week, guys. Pretty cool. I think Snoop was in chat. He was in chat at some point here. But yeah, we're starting a new one of these. If you guys like this show, we're going to do the same thing with Snoop Hogg as the host, with Miss Fatal Kisses, starting next Wednesday night at 12:30 a.m. into Thursday. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll be updating Twitter and Discord about it. So, but Veli, thank you for being back in the show again. Anything you want to say to people before we head off? Tell them that you love them, etc.
I do love you, for one, and two, thank you guys for being here. We really do enjoy having you guys here and helping you guys out any way that we can. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Twitch at VELOKK_TV, and that's on all platforms. So love you guys.
What's that hashtag?
CGYDB.
There you go.
There it is.
If you want to find out what it means, come by and ask us. We'll tell you there.
Yep. And of course, Sadomi, thanks for being on again, dude. What do you want to say to the beautiful people before we head off? There it is. If you guys are listening to the podcast and not watching, you just a wink.
Wow,
that's all you get.
Hold on, no, I'm sorry. I really forgot that was wow. Anyway, so you guys don't know, Sadomi, I'm the dumbest streamer on Twitch. Always forget things have sound. But you can find me at Sadomi _SADOMI. Don't forget the underscore. Everybody does. Find me on Twitter as well. _Sadomi _ because Twitch won't let me have Sadomi because for some reason it's banned for like 6 years now, which is still really salty. Yeah, go to twitch.tv/Sadomi without the underscore and look what you see.
Huh. Interesting. I'll check it out.
And I promise that wasn't me. I promise that wasn't me.
I don't know. Based on what you're telling us today, picking noses and things.
Listen, if you could get your nose banned for picking your nose, I still probably wouldn't be banned. No one reports me anyway. No one snitches, right? Good.
All right. Well, this has been Stream Key, guys. So thank you for coming out. I hope that you enjoyed it. We do shows every Thursday and Friday. And starting next week, it'll also be Wednesday. So 3 shows a week starting next week. I'm going to really quickly grab the link if you guys want to check out the rest of the show, because we have like 55 episodes, 56 now. I'm losing track. Over 50 episodes, which is pretty good. So definitely go check that out, and I will link that really quickly here if you want to see more. The best,
by the way.
The which one?
The 50th one. That's the best one.
Oh yeah, it's a great one.
Oh, 100%.
All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and stick around because we're going to drop a little love bomb on somebody. Get invaded by Sone here. It's that Sone equation there.
Oh my
off
God.
The stream.
Hey.
All right, we will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye.